So what up, it's Adam, welcome back. And today's video I'm going to be reviewing the Logitech Zone 750. Now I'm pretty sure this is the same headset as the Logitech Zone wired that you can get from Logitech directly or from like a third-party website or whatever, Amazon even maybe. But the Logitech Zone 50 is probably the same thing as that, except the only differences I'm seeing are the way the adapter works for the USB-A to USB-C, the way this cable is, and the packaging and name. Other than that, I'm pretty sure it's the same headset. So with that being said, let's go over what it says on the box this is offering. Be heard clearly, immersive sound with 40mm drivers, and basically a just connect idea of having the adapter, a plug and play via USB-C or USB-A headset. So it doesn't matter what computer you're using, you should be able to use this and be good to go. I mean, I don't really know of a computer without USB-C or USB-A, but if that's you, I feel bad for you. You need to do an upgrade. So yeah, granted, it is USB-C by default, but if you're used to that adapter lifestyle, it is nice depending on what you're using your computer with and for. If you have one connection used by something else, like let's say a memory card, it's cool how while you're uploading information or whatever it is you're doing with that port, you're not bounded by being stuck with this, especially if you come from the MacBook Life, like the MacBook Air with only two USB-C ports. That's really frustrating. Or if you have the Surface Laptop Go like I do, that has one USB-A and one USB-C. So thank goodness they actually included that adapter. But enough of the chit chat, because I know what you came here for. You want to know what the chit chat quality is like on this headset with the microphone. So of course I'm going to do my standard coffee shop test, quiet office test, and then I'll do like a blender test just to try to test different noises. You never know, you might be making a smoothie on a Zoom call. I don't know, it's good just to see how good the microphone quality is. All right everyone, this is where I'm going to be doing the mic test. So it's a busy road outside of a coffee shop, so there's music playing every now and then, but hopefully it gives you a good idea on how much noise these microphones can cancel out. All right, and now we're testing the Logitech wired 750 headset, and there's actually an ambulance going. I think it's a fire truck actually. Yep, it's a fire truck on the next busy street. So same level of ambient noise. Alrighty, test 1, 2, 3 of the Logitech Zone 750 in my quiet office. And this headset probably has the best side tone I've heard on a headset, just my opinion. All right, so I'm in my kitchen now and I'm standing right in front of my blender. I'm going to put it on high. 1, 2, 3. Alrighty, so I'm going to speak a little bit to see if how well the mic does. It's really, really loud, probably like 80 decibels. And now I have it off. This is probably the best sounding wired headset I've ever used. And that includes the side tone and volume of the headset and sound. Like everything about the sound is so crisp and clear to where I'm like, okay, for me personally, as far as experience goes, it's very crisp and clear. Like I said, with the side tone, it's the least artificial sounding, and the fact that you can actually adjust that in the app is a major bonus. It's as easy as you can adjust it. So for me, I think the microphone is probably, I'm willing to bet, without doing a comparison, the best I've used just in my experience. And of course, that's for calls and voice, but how does sound quality go with the music? So biggest weakness is the bass. So if you're looking to jam out the hip hop or EDM with this, well, it's going to be the biggest weak point, but that's okay because there's not too much trouble to where it sounds distorted, and the mids and the highs are good enough to where you're going to have a pleasant experience with whatever you're listening to. And I listen to a bunch of genres. So if you follow my channel and see all the headphones I review, I'm not an audiophile, but I am picky with my music, just maybe not as picky as an audiophile. So for me, hip hop, rock, Jason Mraz, Tool, Deftones, Rage Against the Machine, Meek Mill, Drake, Dead Prez, whatever I'm listening to, all sounded good enough for me to be like, okay, if I was in an office setting or just working from home, which I do, I'm totally fine with whatever genre to where it's good enough for me to get pumped up before getting my work done. And I think you'll feel the same way too. It's really hard to complain. And speaking of the speakers, when it comes to the comfortability and how they designed them and how it fits on my head, I feel like it's one of the most comfortable headsets I ever used too, to where it takes me like 3 to 4 hours before I get ear fatigue and real discomfort, where I'm like, okay, I actually need to take them off to give my ears a break for even a few minutes. But besides that, I would say the only flaw with the design on how it fits is it doesn't get into the frames it doesn't hit my frames when I pull it down. So if you're concerned about that with glasses, you'd have to really be wearing glasses sticking out. I mean, there's quite a bit of space before it would even hit your frames. But the biggest flaw I think with the boom arm is, yes, you can flip to mute and all that, but it picks up your breathing a little bit easier than most headsets. So I would suggest having a foam tip thingy to kind of reduce that, or just really make sure it's actually a little bit above your mouth or at your mouth. And it feels like it will last a while too. I haven't really noticed any creaks or any, bending or things to be concerned about when it comes to stretching it out. And it should fit most people's heads, but I mean, you'd have to have a gigantic head, in my opinion, in order for this thing not to fit. All right, here's the Logitune app you can download for macOS or for Windows. And it's really, really simple and easy to use. You have side tone to adjust how much you hear yourself speak into the microphone. You have your mic level to make sure there's no peaks or anything. But I like to keep it at 80 because usually in my quiet office or coffee shop, I talk pretty quiet anyway. I don't like to yell, so just to make sure I'm heard. And then you can run a diagnostics test, and then they have the settings for voice prompts, rotating to mute. And you can see how fast when I do rotate to mute, how fast it works. Now, here's one thing I will say as a side note. For Windows, you get an equalization setting to adjust the voice prompts or to adjust the sound to podcast default or volume boost. Unfortunately, you don't get that with Mac OS. Let's get into the controls. It's very intuitive and very simple. So here's the mute button. Here's the volume up, volume down. And then you have your answer and end a call. You hold it for 2 seconds to reject one. If it comes in through soft phone or just anything you want to end, you hold it down for 2 seconds, play pause. And I really like the voice prompts, so let me see if I can get that into the mic. Mute on, mute off, mute on, mute off. Hopefully that came through, because Logitech is probably the best when it comes to voice prompts in my opinion. And also with the play pause, you can skip by double tapping and go to the previous track by triple tapping. So those are all the controls. Everything is going to be here. The only thing you can do on the headset itself is to flip to mute or to wear it on either side. Do I think this is a worthwhile headset for $129 retail? Absolutely. If you care about just overall performance on making sure you're heard, number one, but number two, having something that just functions and works and is simple to use, definitely get this headset. Nothing complicated about it, and it just works and performs greatly. So definitely recommend this. Thank you for watching. I hope all is well. To good health. I'll see you on the next one.